Hi there, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us on this Thursday. It is October the 30th. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and not going to have a good day if you're coming down from Barrie today. We've got a overhead sign that is falling down on the highway at Teston Road.
It's falling or has fallen?
No, it's broken in half, so it's hanging down.
Oh, great.
So they only got one lane. They may close the entire 400 completely, so we're going to watch that. We also have problems on Highway 11 out of Aurelia. We'll talk about that as well.
All right, lots of good news coming from Tom early this morning. Let's take a look at our current temperature.
Well, Brantford, Kitchener are going to be at 8, so it's going to be a little bit cooler.
Well, yesterday in Oakville, we did see some fairly gusty condition fall. Are we going to see more fall-like conditions, or could we switch to winter? I'm going to have those details coming up in just a moment, but first, here's Tom with traffic. Well, we are going to be seeing a fairly decent day today, but tomorrow things change. New system coming in. This is going to bring us some rain as well as the potential for a rain-snow mix. I know, cold temperatures coming in behind this low. It's not going to be pretty. We're looking at 8 degrees for Friday. Saturday, I think that's going to change. It looks as though the rain's going to taper off throughout the morning hours, and then we're back to sunshine for Sunday and Monday, with temperatures rebounding nicely back to seasonal values. Hi there, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here at the Weather Network. It is Thursday. It is October the 30th. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and I've got bad news for you to start your morning commute. If you use the 400, don't go down past King Road, because you can't. It is closed now from King Road down to Teston. One of the overhead signs is falling down on the highway. So they've got to get a crane in there. They've got to get structural engineers in there to make sure.
Just a mess.
So this is closed completely at King. So everything's going to be diverted at King. Not only that, we have a crash on the 400. I'll tell you about that coming up.
Jeez, all right. Well, after all that good news, let's take a look at our temperatures. Yeah, that is good news, considering we could see some snow by the end of the week in some areas.
Don't say that.
I have to tell the truth,
It's
Tom.
it's going to be very close.
It is going to be very close.
The snow, rain is going to be very close from the standpoint of temperatures, so we'll see.
Yeah. Fingers crossed that we just see rain, and it looks as though closer to the lakeshore we will be seeing rain, but north of that 401 corridor, that is where we could see that transition of mixing. Now, yesterday we weren't worried about snow. More details on your weekend forecast in just a minute, but first, here's Tom with traffic. Not a bad day today, a mix of sun and cloud. By tomorrow, new low starts to move in. This is going to bring us showers starting off in the morning, continuing on and off throughout the afternoon. We may actually see a bit of a break just in time for trick-or-treating, which is great news for the GTA. But we are going to be seeing a lot of moisture come in after that, and that could potentially be a bit of a rain-snow mix. So the afternoon, we're seeing all rain, but you can see a lot of cold air coming in behind this low. So through the evening, north of the 401, that's where we could see some mixing. Well, we do have the chance of a few clouds today, but that's about it in terms of our precipitation. It's going to be a fairly good day. Tomorrow, I wish I had better news. We do have a low approaching that. It's going to bring us some rain throughout the morning hours, and then by the afternoon, we are going to see a bit of a break, and we're keeping our fingers crossed that this is actually going to be happening during trick-or-treating time. So just south of the city could actually see a little bit more of a break. But then the moisture is going to ramp back up again, and behind it, much cooler air. So although we are going to be seeing rain primarily for the afternoon and in through the evening, late evening in areas north of the 401 corridor, that is where we could see temperatures drop significantly, so we could see a bit of a rain-snow mix and the potential for it to continue for Saturday. Hi there, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Thursday, it is the 30th of October. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and I don't want to be this busy so early. We got all kinds of problems out there. I'm just hearing that there's another rollover on the 401 south of Pearson. A car's rolled over into the ditch. So everybody's arriving on the scene in the core. We have a closure of the 400 at King Road completely down to Teston. One of the overhead signs is falling on the highway, so that's a problem area as well.
All right, well, let's take a look at our current temperatures. Our weather pattern for the next couple of days has us in a big dip in the jet stream with a lot of chilly air coming in from the north, which means some of that precipitation that we will see tomorrow could transition into a bit of a rain-snow mix. It is a very fine line, but we just want to forewarn you that in areas north of the 401 could get a little dicey late in the evening.
Georgetown,
that's you.
Yeah, I know.
You're getting snow.
Up in Orangeville.
Yeah,
maybe not.
Maybe not. Well, yesterday nobody was worried about snow. Mix of sun and clouds throughout the day today, and we've got that northerly wind, but ahead of that system, wind shift to more of a southerly direction. That's what's going to keep us warm enough for just straight rain throughout the day tomorrow. Could see a bit of a break just in time for trick-or-treating for the city of Toronto. Behind this low, a push of much cooler air, but then high pressure. So by Sunday, things are looking really good. Until then, however, we do have rain for the GTA through the afternoon tomorrow as you're getting the kids ready. And then late evening areas north of that 401, there's that fine line of that rain-snow mix. Yes, we like to have a good time here at the Weather Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Vukovic. We've got a nice day today in comparison to what we're going to see tomorrow. We've got a mix of sun and cloud through the forecast. We do have rain on the way for Halloween, which is not great news for trick-or-treaters, but let's just keep our fingers crossed that the timing plays out correctly for us, and we may actually see a bit of a break just in time for trick-or-treating. But then the precipitation is going to ramp up again through the late evenings, through the overnight Saturday morning, and then it will start to clear. Sunday looks good. Saturday afternoon doesn't even look that bad, but we are going to see much cooler air filter in behind this low. So we'll see all rain throughout the afternoon tomorrow. That's good for getting the trick-or-treaters ready, getting your pumpkin ready, all that kind of thing. But then by the late evening, this is where we're going to see that little bit of a transition period. We've got the potential for a rain-snow mix north of the 401, so Barrie through Collingwood, even around Mount Forest, up through Georgetown, parts of Milton. Can see a bit of mixing, but hopefully, fingers crossed, this is going to be after all the trick-or-treating has finished. Temperatures stay quite cool over the weekend. We're only going to see a high of 5 for Saturday, 5 for Sunday. Monday, we return to lots of sunshine and temperatures return to more seasonal values. I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds right now for an update on your commute.
Ooh, ooh.
Well, Kevin, I'm glad it's you and not me. Let's just put it that way. But I do have some scary news. A special weather statement has been issued by Environment Canada talking about the potential for about 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. Halliburton, Barry's Bay, Parry Sound. We're looking through Collingwood, Mount Forest.
Huntsville.
It's Huntsville.
I just told my daughter. She's crying.
I bet she is. Yeah, it's certainly not going to be a lot of fun tomorrow night. Fingers crossed it'll hold off until after trick-or-treating ends. We'll talk about the rest of the weekend in just a minute, but first, here's Tom. A mix of sun and cloud today, not a bad forecast. Here comes the low that's going to bring areas through the Dundalk Highlands, some snow. We are going to see that transition happen for them tomorrow evening. For us, we're going to stay primarily rain through the afternoon and evening, and then areas north of the 401 through all those before mentioned areas. That is where we can see that transition. So rain as you're getting the kids ready for trick-or-treating through Barrie, and then you're going to see that transition late evening. It might even come during trick-or-treat time just north of the 401. Temperatures are going to be cool. Make sure you bundle up the kids in their snowsuits and then their costumes. Well, we've got a decent day today. Thanks, Tom. We are going to be seeing a little bit of sunshine mixed with clouds, temperatures close to seasonal averages. Area of low pressure moves in tomorrow, and a special weather statement was just issued by Environment Canada for Barrie, Owen Sound through Midland, through Huntsville, Owen Sound. We are going to be seeing the potential for 5 to 10 centimeters of snow with this system. I know, it takes a minute for it to sink in, right? First significant snowfall of the season falling on Halloween. High pressure behind the low will give us some sunshine for the remainder of the day on Saturday and into Sunday, and then we'll actually return to more seasonal values. During the afternoon, all rain throughout the lower Great Lakes, so you'll still be okay up in Barrie, but during the trick-or-treating, that is where you could see a bit of a transition. North of the 401 around Milton, Georgetown, that's where we could see a little bit more of that transition. We are going to be seeing colder temperatures behind this, so it's actually going to be below seasonal, setting us up for the weekend.
I thought I heard something. Back to you guys.
Oh, gosh. Like while people are eating breakfast? Come on.
That guy looks, he doesn't look very good.
I would be so scared. I can't even handle the ones on the Clifton Hill.
No.
Going through those ones. I cannot even imagine myself. You would have to pay. No, you couldn't. I don't even think you could pay me enough. Swear to God, I don't think you could.
And that's why they like doing that. Just to scare people like you.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
No. Good for you, Kevin. I'm so glad it's you and not me. All right. Well, yesterday wasn't a bad day. Just a few moments, but first, here's Tom with all those issues on the highways. Mix of sun and cloud today, but tomorrow things start to change. New low comes in. We'll start to see the rain developing just after your morning commute. Looks as though we might see a bit of a break just in time for trick-or-treating, but a lot of cold air coming in behind this low. We'll see some sunshine for late Saturday and into Sunday, and then things start to deteriorate yet again. But first, let's talk about this system. We've got all rain for the lower Great Lakes Halloween afternoon. So tomorrow afternoon, while you're getting ready, not too bad. We'll start to see that transition come evening, late evening for the GTA areas north of the 401. Well, yesterday was a fairly gusty day. Hamilton saw winds gusting to about 43 kilometers an hour. Today, it's much calmer. The winds are still coming in from more of a northerly direction, but they're going to switch. We're going to see a bit of a warm up and then a cool down with this low tomorrow. And unfortunately, even though most of us are going to be seeing all rain, some areas could actually see a rain-snow mix north of the 401 late evening. Well, we're going to see a decent day today. A mix of sun and cloud, temperature slightly below seasonal average. New low moves in through the day tomorrow. It is going to be bringing us rain and the potential for a rain-snow mix. Mostly up through cottage country is where we're going to see accumulating snow. We could see about 5 to 10 centimeters. Environment Canada has issued a special weather statement through Barrie and through Huntsville, Aurelia, and through Collingwood. We are going to see primarily rain late evening through much of the GTA, but areas north of the 401, that is where we could see the potential for mixing and the accumulation up towards cottage country. Hi there. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Thursday. It is the 30th of October. Tom, have you bought your Halloween candy yet?
Yes.
Have you eaten most of it yet?
No, I haven't.
But your family has.
Well, Liam's really been overdoing it.
So my husband is getting into it, and he's eating it piece by piece slowly. And he tweets that he's going to blame me when it's all gone.
Well, that's because you started it.
I didn't start anything.
You started eating the chocolate. He had to hide it, you said.
Yeah, but he didn't do a very good job. He only put it in the laundry room.
Yeah,
Saying.
that's the problem.
But he's tweeting that I'm going to be the one responsible.
Well, that's...
Nice try, Brian.
I know. Well, you can just retweet back.
I did.
Okay.
Don't worry.
He's in trouble.
My followers know the truth.
He's in big trouble now.
Kevin Yard joins us in Niagara Falls this morning at the haunted... at Haunt Mansion. And Kevin, I'm so glad it's you and not me, because I could not handle any of that scary stuff. We have got a system on the way that is going to be bringing us rain throughout much of the GTA. Now, for the afternoon, for getting ready, getting your trick-or-treaters ready, getting the pumpkins out, it is primarily going to be all rain. But you can see a lot of cold air coming in behind this. Now, late Halloween evening, it looks as though it is going to stay straight rain for the city of Toronto, but... throughout the evening and early morning, that is where we could see that little bit of transition. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did see a few flakes of snow through Toronto and in through Hamilton. Now, Environment Canada has issued a special weather statements for areas around cottage country where we could actually pick up anywhere between 5 to 10 centimeters.
Who is that guy? Who is that?
I wouldn't even want to be in there in the middle of the day on a beautiful sunny afternoon, let alone by myself at night.
Slaughterhouses are not particularly good places to be at any time.
Seriously?
No.
Especially when there's
very
human
low,
heads hanging from it.
Very low on my want-to-be list.
I think we're forgetting that it's breakfast time for people.
It was.
There's children watching.
Yeah, I know. Ah, dear.
Okay, well, that's a good time. If you want to be scared, make sure you go there. And as you can see outside our Oakville studios, beautiful shot, sunrise right now. Here's Tom now with traffic. Well, we do have a low on the way just in time for Halloween. Unfortunately, we're going to start to see the rain pick up tomorrow morning. Last throughout the day, temperatures are going to get much cooler behind this low. We've got high pressure filling in, which means we will see some sunshine late day Saturday and into Sunday. As you are getting the kids ready and your pumpkins out, we're looking at all rain for much of the GTA, all the way up through cottage country, but a lot of cold air filtering in behind this system, which means we are going to transition into a bit of a rain-snow mix anywhere north of the 401 corridor late evening and in through the overnight. Snow might stick around Saturday morning. I honestly think I would be so incredibly freaked out.
Yeah.
And you know what? Kevin's not legitimately scared.
You don't
and
think so?
I know I'm letting the cat out of the bag
Are
here.
you saying he's a bad actor?
I'm saying he's a bad actor.
He's a bad actor. He's not really scared?
Well, I think he knows that they're there. So we're not getting the real
impact, the real scare.
You know, we're not getting it.
You know, we had our Calgary girl, Deb, met Jessica.
She screamed her face off.
She was out
the whole time.
west yesterday at Banff Springs, and they have a haunted area, and they also have real ghosts there in Banff Springs Hotel. She was just screaming herself silly.
Oh yeah,
she was so scared.
She's in the top 5.
She was so scared.
Yeah. See, that's what we need. We need that real authentic reaction from Kevin. Or maybe you do it yourself. I don't know. I don't know about you, Tom, but I put out 2 pumpkins and that's about it. Well, it's certainly no trick that we do have some snow on the way. It is going to stay primarily rain through the morning and afternoon hours, but by the late evening, so hopefully for kids in the GTA, this will stay rain for trick-or-treating, but then after trick-or-treating is completed, that is where we could see that transition to a rain-snow mix. Environment Canada has issued a special weather statement talking about the potential up towards cottage country of about 5 to 10 centimeters. Thanks, Tom. Well, we do have a system approaching just in time for Halloween, unfortunately. Area of low pressure is going to be bringing us some rain throughout the day, and the potential is there for a bit of a rain-snow mix. Now, it's going to be happening late for the GTA, so hopefully after all the trick-or-treating has come to a stop, that is when we'll start to see that transition as temperatures get really, really cool through the overnight. But it's still going to be quite cold during trick-or-treating. We're talking like 2 to 4 degrees through many areas. So bundle up the kids underneath their costumes. They will need maybe a snowsuit, depending on where you are. We're looking at straight rain through the afternoon. Areas just north of Cottage Country, that's where we're going to see that mixing, and then Sudbury, straight snow. As you can see, there is a lot of cold air filtering in behind this low, and there it is. Late evening, special weather statement has been issued by Environment Canada. Some areas around Cottage Country, 5 to 10 centimeters. Certainly not to that extent, but it looks awesome, doesn't it? I don't know. I'm too much of a scaredy cat. When I was a kid, I used to avoid those houses. No problem. Toronto saw wind gusts yesterday of about 52 kilometers an hour. Hamilton got up to about 43 kilometers an hour. It's going to get much better today. Winds are very light. We're going to see seasonal temperatures and maybe a little bit more in the way of sunshine. Tomorrow, things start to change. New area of low pressure is going to move into the area. It's going to start off as rain through much of the GTA. It looks as though we might get lucky. If you take a look at this map right here, the low, as it tracks over Lake Erie, it looks as though right behind it we're going to see a bit of a dry slot, which means trick-or-treating, fingers crossed, could actually not be soaking wet. Unfortunately, there is a lot of precipitation behind it and a lot of cold air, and Environment Canada has issued a special weather statement talking about 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. Areas around Huntsville and Mount Forest, through Barrie and Owen Sound, Perry Sound. It's going to be wet and cold. 10 to 20 millimeters of rain through Saturday morning. For the city of Toronto today, we're looking at 9 degrees, mix of sun and cloud, 8 degrees for this evening. Into the long-range forecast, this precipitation is only going to be a fairly short-lived event. It's going to last for Friday and into Saturday morning. But then by Saturday afternoon, high pressure starts to move into the area. Saturday afternoon and Sunday look good with sunshine, but much cooler temperatures with that northerly wind. 5 degrees for Saturday, the low 1. That's why early in the morning in places like Hamilton, we could still be holding on to a bit of that rain-snow mix. And Sunday, the sunshine returns. Looking at here is Oakville yesterday. It was a fairly calm day in terms of precipitation. We did see winds get up to about 40 kilometers an hour. Temperatures were above our seasonal average. Pearson, we got up to 12.9. Downtown, we were at 13.9. And Hamilton, 12.6. Seasonal is 10. So nobody was really complaining. Now today, however, we're only going to hit about 9 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud. We've got a new low coming into the area. This is going to start to move into Cottage Country through the overnight tonight. It is going to be rain to start off with, but then our winds are going to shift direction to more of a northerly flow, and that is where we're going to see that transition to a rain-snow mix. To the afternoon tomorrow for trick-or-treaters, as you're getting your costume ready, as you're getting your pumpkins out, it is going to be primarily rain. We may see a little bit of a break just in time for trick-or-treating, so everybody keep their fingers crossed that this low decides to slow down just slightly. But behind that, we've got a lot of cold air coming in. So for trick-or-treating up in Barrie or in through Orangeville, even in through Mount Forest, you may see some light snow. So think snowsuits for the kids. Looks as though it is going to transition to the GTA late overnight and into Saturday morning. So okay for the trick-or-treaters, especially in the downtown core, and it looks as though it's going to stay north of the 401. 9 degrees today, a mix of sun and cloud through Toronto, temperatures cooling over the weekend. Up. I've given up for now, at least. The winds yesterday were certainly not helping, up to 52 kilometers through Toronto and through Hamilton, 43 kilometers an hour. Today, the winds are going to be much calmer. We're going to see a mix of sun and cloud, so not a bad forecast. Area of low pressure starts to move in through Cottage Country by tonight, bringing in fairly consistent rain. That is going to last throughout the day tomorrow. We'll start to see it just after our morning commute, but if I pause it right here, Friday afternoon and into the early evening, it looks as though we might see a bit of a break, so this could be just in time for trick-or-treaters. Let's keep our fingers crossed for this one. Primarily all rain, 10 to 20 millimeters for much of the GTA from tonight into tomorrow night into Saturday. 9 degrees this afternoon, a mix of sun and cloud. Only hitting 8 this evening. We've got that southwesterly or southeasterly flow, rather, keeping us a little bit warmer as this system approaches. Now, behind this system, we do have a lot of cold air, and by Saturday afternoon, we'll be seeing a little bit of sunshine as high pressure moves in. But I do want to mention that by the late evening, it looks as though areas north of the 401 will be seeing some mixing. Environment Canada has issued a special weather statement involving Barrie and in through Orangeville, Huntsville, Owen Sound, through Perry Sound. 5 to 10 centimeters of snow is possible because it is going to be a fairly prolonged event. You can see a little bit of lake enhancement. It's going to be cold. 5 degrees for Saturday, 5 degrees for Sunday, and then finally temperatures will start to rebound at the beginning of next week. Hamilton, you could hold on to a little bit of a rain-snow mix early Saturday morning. We're only going to be seeing a daytime high in the afternoon of 4 degrees. Kevin, I am so glad. Some days I'm jealous about your job. You know, I think, oh man, I'd really like to go there and do this and do that. But today it is all yours, my friend. I don't want to go anywhere near that haunted house. I just do not have the wits. I just can't handle it. All right, well, this is not a trick. This forecast for Halloween is not a great one. It looks as though we're going to see rain primarily throughout the day for much of the GTA, but as you can see, a lot of cold air filtering in behind this system, so we are going to see that transition late evening north of the 401 to a rain-snow mix. Now, we could see some accumulating snow. Environment Canada has issued a special weather statement through Barrie and Orillia, through Orangeville and Mount Forest. Some areas could pick up anywhere between 5 and 10 centimeters of snow. And unfortunately, early Saturday morning, we could be still holding on to a little bit of that slushy mix. Now, by late day Saturday, it looks as though we'll start to clear. And then by Sunday, through most areas, we are going to be seeing some sunshine.
Whoa, Emily, I'm going to throw it back inside you. Help, Emily, help. Ah, help.
Kevin, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it for 1 second. You don't look scared at all. It's all set up. You know that it's happening. They're supposed to surprise you. They're supposed to jump out, and you're not supposed to know that they're there. Mind you, I give you lots of credit because I wouldn't step foot in that place no matter how much money you paid me. So I'm glad it's your job today, not mine. All right, unfortunately, we have a bit of a trick of a forecast for Halloween. Looks as though we are going to be seeing some rain. This is going to develop tomorrow morning. It'll last throughout the day, but then on Saturday, things will start to clear. We'll see high pressure move in. Unfortunately, we're looking at some mixed precipitation. Just take a look at this type map. So the blue, of course, is snow. We all love that, don't we? And the pink is that nice line of mixing. And then the green, of course, is rain. So we are going to see primarily rain as you're getting the kids ready in the afternoon for trick-or-treating, as you're getting your pumpkins out. Rain. But as the evening goes on, temperatures are going to be dropping. Our winds are going to be shifting direction to more of a northerly flow, and that means we are going to see that transition from rain to a bit of a rain-snow mix. Now, primarily, this is going to stay north of the 401, but I wouldn't rule it out through the downtown core late overnight and early Saturday morning. We still have that risk to see a few flurries. Environment Canada has issued a special weather statement talking about the potential for 5 to 10 centimeters of snow through Collingwood and through Barrie and through Owen Sound and through Huntsville. Mount Forest could pick up accumulated snow. Now, keep in mind, this is with a little bit of lake enhancement, but still, first snowfall of this season, nobody really loves it, do they? Well, I guess some people do. It's kind of romantic, I suppose, but still. Friday, 8 degrees, dropping to 6 for Saturday, and then finally by Sunday, we're going to see high pressure return sunshine, but still well below seasonal averages.
Number 5. The weather seems to be very, very changeable. In the prairies, we might see cooler temperatures. In Newfoundland as well.
Number 4.
I'm a rainbow on a sunny day.
I'm Wonder Woman.
And I'm Superman. You just look wonderful.
I'm sweating in the polyester.
You know.
Number 3.
What Calgarians are planning to dress up as.
Time to consult an expert.
Right, pretty Alice?
Number 2.
You're gonna come with me, right?
Oh no, I never go in there.
And number 1.
Bobber, toil and trouble. Mardi Gras man, you sound like you know how to work the streets.
As I always say, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, cool. Thanks so much for that. Wow, we like to have fun here at the Weather Network, don't we? I think my favorite part is Deb Medichka screaming, and screaming, because I would never be that brave to go through a haunted house. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Thursday. It is the 30th of October. Halloween just around the corner. Is our forecast going to be a trick or a treat? Well, unfortunately, it's certainly not going to be a treat. Determining what you distinguish as a trick, it's no trick. We have got an area of low pressure on the way that's going to be bringing us rain throughout the day tomorrow. Now, for us, primarily through much of the GTA, we are going to stay all rain, but Late in the evening, we are going to see that cold air filter in behind that low, and that is where we could see a bit of a transition. Saturday and Sunday don't look too bad. Much colder, but we'll see some sunshine. So for tomorrow afternoon, as you're getting the kids ready for trick-or-treating, as you're getting your pumpkin out, it is going to be rain. We may see a bit of a break in that rain just in time for trick-or-treating, so the earlier you get out, probably the better. Unfortunately, for areas north of the 401, we're going to see that transition, and we could actually see some accumulating snow through Barrie, through Collingwood, through Owen Sound and Perry Sound. Really, it could pick up some accumulating snow. Environment Canada has issued a special weather statement talking about the potential for 5 to 10 centimeters. Today on the show, if you missed it, we took you to Sri Lanka Wednesday. About 120 homes were wiped out by a massive landslide. We also took a look at lava in Hawaii and what it is doing to the town of Pahoa. Kevin Yard was, well, let's just say, being frightened this morning.
Whoa, something on my head? Whoa, it's Freddy Krueger. This is Canada's scariest haunted house. I'm out of here.
And this is no trick, but Ontario could still see its first significant snowfall of the season for Halloween. Join us again tomorrow morning, 5:30 to 9.